Mister! Over here! Please, mister, you've got to help us. The village is in danger, and if someone doesn't do something... you should have seen it.
Stop. Take a deep breath and tell me everything. Starting with your name.
Sorry. My name's Eirik. When you went up to the Erevalvers with Miss Shula, well, I followed you.
You could have been killed.
Lady Shula told us you lot were great warriors, so I thought I'd be all right if I stayed close, like. But then I lost track of you in the woods, and that's when I saw it.
Saw what?
A great, big, dripping, drooling monster. Spitting out great spouts of water it was, that were tearing up the ground and cutting down trees.
Spouts of water? I don't recall saying anything like that in the forest.
Well, I did, and I don't ever want to see it again. You'll get rid of it, won't you?
All right. If this creature is as terrible as you claim, it could well pose a threat to the village. I'll see what I can do.
Thanks, mister. It was over by the Swift one that I saw it. Maybe it's still there.
Then that's where I'll start my search. But this time, you're going to stay here. Understood?
I wouldn't go through those gates for 1,000 gil. Not with that thing out there. Good luck, though.
I heard the tributary can fell an ibex from 100 years. I never dreamed.
You wouldn't happen to have some time on your hands, would you, Clive? Only I was wondering if you might help.
Don't tell me. Another unruly dominant.
Not quite, but it promises to be quite a hunt.
All right.
A fiendish, cold-blooded beast known as a Givra. Normally, we leave such animals well alone, and for good reason. But I have an even better reason to want...
If you'll permit me, tributary.
Certainly, Yamila.
It's been over a week since me sister gave birth to her first child. We've tried everything to restore. The healers tell me there's only one hope left.
It isn't only Yamila's sister who stands to benefit from this, by the way.
I'd be glad to help.
Thank you. Our hunters have no shortage of skill, but this task calls for more than that. And it won't be achieved through weight of numbers either. The Givra is as wary a foe as it is a deadly one.
Then it is decided. The two of you will go, while Jill and I occupy...
Perhaps we might help prepare...
Come then, Clive. The river... There's a Givra that has claimed the flesh of a forest ibex should suffice.
To the forest, then.
There's nothing a Givra loves more than a fat haunch of ibex.
There speaks the voice of experience. Do you hunt often?
Since I was a...
My lord,
Certainly. What is it?
it's a long story. But before we get to that, would I be right?
Yes. She said that your aunt...
My great-grandmother suspected as much, and it was she whose duty became to attend her grave.
I see.
Well, until recent, on trying to clear the rest of, none of us was a match.
Of course.
Thank you, my lord. The grave is in a place called
Why so far from Haven?
It was where she lived. When our ancestors first came to Mysidia, they found her there, in an old abandoned village. And it was her heartfelt wish to return there in death. So when she passed...
How thoughtful. Well then, no time like the present.
Just so.
Where will we find them?
Further in. These will do nicely. Return to the sea, and to the clouds rise again.
We have our bait then. What next?
Next, we pay a visit to the Dark Gate to pick some local weed. It'll help disguise our scent. There should be a sprig or two of local weed growing somewhere around here. Look for the golden leaves.
Is this it?
Aye, that's the stuff. Crush the leaves between your fingertips and rub them.
If you insist. You could have warned me about the smell.
Like corruption, isn't it? We'll have an honor guard of flies before long. But it'll stop the Givra from noticing us. Its nose will tell it we're nothing but a feast for worms.
I feel...
We can wash it off afterwards. If there's one good thing about the Givra choosing the ruins for its hunting...
Where should we lay the bait?
Givras are creatures of habit. Look for some sign of its passing. It's sure to return to the same place sooner or later.
Marking its territory.
Something was. A curl, maybe.
fresh kill.
But not a Givras. The wounds are too clean, too small.
These look like a predator's tracks. You can clearly make out the claws.
And not just any claws. These belong to a Givra. There's no mistaking them. We'll lay the bait here.
Let's hope our friend is hungry. Still no sign.
Patience, Clive. Hunting's not something you can rush.
Have you stalked these beasts before?
Once. Givras are fast, so the job called for a bearer. But even with my knack, it was a close-run thing.
Not many leaders would take such risks for their people.
Says the man who battled an icon to save a boy he barely knew. It is the way of the moats of water to use what gifts we've been given for the good of all. And I gather it's your way too.
It was Sid, the man whose name I bear. He fought for his people and their future with every fiber of his being. I'm just following in his footsteps. In many ways, you remind me of him.
Me? You're confused. Quiet. Something's coming. Our guest has finally arrived.
Shall we greet him?
It'd be rude not to. Don't let it escape.
You weren't exaggerating.
They're forces of nature, all right. This flesh I claim, that your gifts might rain down upon us this day. Well then, let's return to the village. We must get this tongue to Yamila before it spoils.
Is that the hunter?
It's you. Nasef's savior.
Are you all right? What happened?
I was tracking an ibex when a great spout of water struck me square in the back. Sent me flying all the way across the clearing.
Did you see what made it?
No.
Might this be the culprit? Leave him to us. You've caused enough trouble. Well, that wasn't too bad. Hardly a threat to the village, but you can't blame the boy for being scared.
You made that look a lot easier than it was.
Do you think that was the beast which attacked you?
That thing? Not a chance. Would have heard it coming, and the blast of water that hit me was beyond anything an Archelon can manage.
Oh. A boy from the village.
That's it. Sounded like it came from the ruins.
I'll go. You head back to Haven and see... Something's been busy. Whatever this creature is, it's out for blood. But it's not having our... Where are you? His rage. I should have known. Time to put you to bed too. Fingers crossed that's the last of them. Either way, I should let Eirik know the danger is past. For now, at least. This should be the path to Witchdrop. Hungry, Torgal. Get him! Sick him! Here's our welcoming party. Looks like that's the last of them. Now, where's the grave? This must be it.
My lord, thank you for making the path safe again.
XVI. Was that her name?
Yes. Hardly the most fitting tribute for a dominant, is it? A rough-hewn stone with naught but a given name engraved on it. But my ancestors had only been here a matter of weeks when she passed. Every day was a struggle to survive. They had neither... Yet they spared what they could to grant her wish, that even in death she might continue to watch over her.
She lived down there then?
That's right. They were once the living quarters for those who served up in the temple. When the Northern Thanes sent her here to weave her spell, this was where she and her retinue stayed. Of course, they were all gone by the time my ancestors arrived. Fled or dead in the...
All except XVI, who remained till the end.
Indeed. At least, that is the story as it's been handed down in Haven. But there is an epilogue to the tale. One known only to Lady Some years after XVI's passing, you see, my grandmother came here to tend the grave, and found a stranger kneeling before. She asked of him who he was and whence he had come, but received no answer. The only words he spoke were, "Tell me true, whose grave is this?" So she told him of how her people had met and cared for XVII, and how she had died. His only reaction was to stare up at the air of hours in silence.
You said he was wearing plate. Was it black and gold? When we went up to the Air of Hours to unravel the spell, we were set upon by a shade in the shape of a... It manifested in front of the Vare. And in its ether, I felt Shiva. The witch.
You think this may have been the same man, my great-grandmother?
I don't know. Maybe. All I can say for sure is it was intent on protecting her creation.
Or perhaps her spirit? What remained of her ether, preserved in the Vare?
Till we ended it.
If the shade you fought was XVI's knight, then ending it was the greatest gift you could have given him. Now he can return to the sea, to be... And if his spirit should ever return here to visit her grave, I shall ask his name, that I might carve it in the stone next to hers.
That they might be together. Once and for all.
It is good to have him back.
Tributary, my lord. Did all proceed?
It did. Here. One...
Oh, thank you. I shall add it to the broth at once. By your leave, tributary. If there is anything else that we can do to help, you need only ask. No, no. You've already done more. Just as you have, Clive. For my I only regret that I have nothing to offer you in return.
It's more than enough.
For what?
For welcoming my friends and I into your midst. For reminding me that the world we strive to create, where bearers can live alongside their fellow men in peace and comfort, is no mere fantasy.
I'd hardly call it comfort. Every day is a struggle. Though we do at least struggle together, it's true.
As must we all. I know that you feel it's your duty to do what... And Wallis has lost enough.
I should...
That's all I ask. Oh, and, well... You know.
Thank you.
So sorry for all the trouble.
How many times do we have to tell?
You're back.
So? I did.
Yes.
Only because you warned me of its existence.
What was it anyway?
A manifestation of Leviathan's power. When we visited Wallis in the Surge, he was... angry. Why one would be wandering the ruins of Riversmeet?
Maybe it was looking for his mum. That's what...
The Falls.
Aye. When they took our baby, we go there once a year to pay our respects.
An Eggy is a part of its master's spirit, but... would he?
Well, Either way, you...
Aye.
So the storm has finally... This is all we have. Here you are. Well, if you're sure you need it. May it serve you well. Well, if you're sure you need it. May it serve you well. Then I bid you good tide.
What is it you want? I'll need more than that. Till next time, then.
It is good to have him back. But how do I know the lad?
No.
What has to be who? If you,
It's not your asking, I mind. You see, when a baby is born here, we hold a ceremony, but I don't know whether Wallius was ever afforded that courtesy. What is abundantly clear, though, is that my ancestors never welcomed him as one of us. The problem is, the ceremony requires 3 ministrators. The babies, as tributary, the role of witness would normally fall to me. But being Wallius's close...
so you want me to serve as witness in your stead?
That's right. A witness must be a trusty guardian.
It would be my honor.
Thank you, Clive.
So, if you will serve as mother and I...
I have a younger brother. He should be making ready for the rite as we speak.
Please do.
I'll bid him come to the Witten Hall. Will you wait for us there?
Gladly.
Clive, my brother.
If it isn't my old mate.
You?
So you do remember.
You two know each other.
My friends and I crossed paths with your brother on our hunt for the dusk crystals.
3, 4, who's counting? All I know is when Shula mentioned she'd called in Sid the Out. I mean, having seen you in action back at the tower, I know exactly what you're capable.
So the mercenary you met in the Sage Spire, that was Clive. And he saved your life, and a far likelier one at that, whether they admit it or not. Honestly, Fammy, would it kill you to tell the truth once in...
What? How about we save the, recruit?
Speaking of which, what does this ceremony involve exactly?
It's simple, really. We each say a short...
Nothing too onerous, then.
Not about the rite itself, no. But it does call... One of the witness's responsibilities is to collect the holy water, you see. Don't worry, though. It's not as if you have to go alone.
I'd appreciate that.
Famiel, you stay here and ready...
Leave it to me.
If there's anything Jill and I can do to...
We'd be glad to have.
Thank you both. All right, then. Let's get started, shall we? There we take the water of the mountain from the spring atop the water of the river from and the water of the sea. Here are the files we'll be using in the ceremony. I'm ready to leave whenever you are.
I dreamed I saw the...
A storm for the ages, that was.
Those won't be We're ready, Clem. We can collect the water of the river from here.
All right.
The water of the river represents life. It is constantly moving, constantly changing. And though its course may twist and turn or branch into 1,000 separate streams, it always flows in the same direction, from source to sea, beginning to end.
Like time. What of Wallius, then? When your ancestors froze him, did they remove him from the River of Life?
They did. Like an ice-bound pool that didn't thaw for 80 summers. And you and I shall flow with him, for we are all but drops of water in the great...
I find that thought oddly reassuring.
Go on.
A drop of water might seem insignificant on its own, but as a part of it, it makes me believe we humans might just stand a chance.
I believe we might. Chicken.
This one. Is that beast ringing? Seems like it isn't only Haven's blacksmith that has an appetite for these things.
Leads down to the coast. Usually we keep this gate shut tight, but since this is a special occasion... Thank the tides the weather held. If it weren't for the holy water...
I'll be sure to watch my step.
Water flows to the sea, then rises into the clouds. Just like life, the end is not the end, only a new beginning. My ancestors chose this place because it was where the first boat landed.
And it's a good thing they didn't land closer to the surge.
Quite.
The water of the sea. I still can't help but be awed by it.
Oh? All that the child my great-grandfather sacrificed to try to change his people's fate. It was wrong. An unforgivable sin. But I often wonder, Will my descendants ever forgive me for what I have done? And though I've always striven to do what's best for my people, here we live in poverty, hidden away from the world. So have my choices denied them?
No. You would not forcibly sacrifice one of your people to save the others. You do the best you can for all. We share in their woes, just as we share in their joys. And the...
Aye, you're right. And try I shall, to bring all of my people a better, Walius included.
Then I wish you luck. If my time with the boy is any indication, he's got...
Then we must start as we mean to go on, and give him the very best welcome. Just one more file to...
Stay back! I'm warning you!
Someone's in trouble. Come on.
Help! Help? What help? Nobody's coming to... Help?
We're here to help. Keep its attention on us. Is anyone hurt?
Oh, Sid! Thank all the clouds in the heavens you saved us.
Would you two care to explain what...
The chief sent us. So the Witten Hall smells nice.
You mean to tell me you braved this den of...
You don't have to do everything he said.
Or if you must, at least have the good sense.
We're sorry.
It's fine.
Right you are.
Oh, and
Remind me to give my brother a cuff round the ear when we get back. Right then. Let's collect this water, shall we? The rain that falls...
The source of the...
Precisely.
Where to next, then?
Back to the village, to find out if my brother has made the necessary...
We have the holy water. Is everything else in place?
All ready to go. Told you could count on me.
Then let us begin. Famiel, have your men summon everyone to the Witten Hall.
Right you are.
Shula, wait.
Don't worry. There aren't many of them. We'll have time enough to practice. My friends, we are gathered here today to welcome this child into our community by the rite of immersion, as has been our custom since the first reign. As tributary, I would normally perform the rite with the child's parents, but Walius's mother and father returned to the sea long ago. So I and my brother Famiel shall serve as his family, while the one who returned him to us shall bear witness in my stead. Clive, if you would step forward.
Like the rain that falls on the mountains tall, are we born.
Like the river that flows through the valleys below, do we live.
Like the boundless sea, where the currents run free, do we die, and to the clouds then rise again.
The circle of water is the circle of life. And today, from the heavens falls rain anew. This child, Walius, now joins our stream, and he shall flow with us from the mountains to the sea. You played your part to a T, Clive. Thank you. It means a lot to us.
I was honored to be asked. And terrified I'd miss.
Now that you're part of the family, young Walyas, my lad. Uncle Samuel can teach you the ways of the world.
Oh no, he can't.
Eh?
Don't be so hasty. Your brother's knack for self-preservation might serve him well.
Ha! You are never going to let me live that down, are you?
I'm gonna raise Walyas as if he were my own. Teach him everything I know about life, our people, and our past. But with all the mother crystals gone, he will grow up in a world without comforts. One where we only have ourselves and each other to rely on.
I'd say your people are better prepared than most to survive in such a world, Shula. To thrive, indeed, under your guidance.
Only if nature continues to smile on us. If we were to lose her gifts, we'd be left with nothing at all.
Yes. But it needn't come to that. Not if we can stop the spread of the Blight. So long as we can save a single patch of soil, we can plant the seeds for a new world. One where we can all be free.
Perhaps then, we might finally be able to step out from behind our curtain, eh? Till that day comes, I wish you good tide.
Thank you. We should be on our way.
Well, you be careful out there.
Aye, you steer clear of trouble now.
Likewise.
To think, we must be the first outsiders to have witnessed that rite in over a century.
Walyas has been waiting for it for nearly as long. He seemed pleased to be finally rejoining the family.
Now all we have to do is save that family. To change our river's course.
What is it you want? Till next time, then.